Today I'd like to talk about the Call of Duty Infinity Ward problem. But before I kind of go in on my gripes with Infinity Ward Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2019, I do want to give some kudos to the game. Number one, I do feel the gunplay and overall feel of the game is great. Like when you ADS and you're shooting your gun and you're tactical sprinting, like it just feels so good. It feels way better than Cold War. And there's a reason why Sledgehammer Games was using the Infinity Ward engine. Don't quote me, but I heard that the Treyarch game that'll be coming out in 2024 will also be using the Infinity Ward engine. On the next positive for Modern Warfare 2 is I think the camo grind is way better than it was in previous CODs. I'm using Cold War as an example because I didn't really play Vanguard. But in Cold War, you had to get like 75 long shot kills, unlock all the camos, and then get gold, platinum. And it was just really grindy. So I like that Call of Duty MW2 just cut a lot of the grind out of it and just simplified it. It's still hard to get, but it's not as ball busting. The next thing I'd like to say is I do think overall the gunsmith system is good. It's not perfect, but I do like that you're able to customize your gun with all sorts of different attachments, and I think weapon tuning is something that even if it's not perfect at the moment, it has potential and I'd like to see it in future CODs. And the last thing I really want to praise Infinity Ward for with their recent Call of Duty is I'm really been a fan of the events. I like it anytime games do free stuff where you can just unlock it by gameplay. And currently Season 3 has the trophy event, and I've unlocked some stuff like 5 items, and I just think it's cool. I was able to get a weapon blueprint and some charms and stuff. I like free stuff, so I'm grateful they're doing events, and they're doing it way better than Halo Infinite. Now I'd like to get into the more meat and potatoes of the video, is that I'm not a big fan of the philosophy that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is hitting with its building the gameplay around being a slow tactical shooter that, in all honesty, no one really moves around in. It's really hard to find enjoyment sometimes, and I'll admit it, sometimes, especially if a game's just a little too slow for me, I'll just leave. If I see that I got a game that's in Border Crossing or Tyrak, especially, I'm gone. I'm not even playing those maps. But it's just, they wanted to build this game around the lowest denominator of players, and I understand camping should be a viable option. You should be able to camp in Call of Duty. Camping's always been a thing, it should always be a thing. But at the same time, it's, yin and yang. They should be able to camp, but people should also be able to rush them and push their crap in if they're good enough. So the fact that it's getting harder and harder to push their crap in, and we're seeing that just almost all the attachments slow your gun. If it doesn't slow your movement, it slows your ADS speed, it slows your aim speed, and it's just they're doing everything in their power to make Call of Duty as slow as possible. And especially with this Infinity Ward engine, I would love to see Treyarch play around with it, and I hear they're going to in 2024. So I'm going to love to see that Treyarch Call of Duty with the Infinity Ward engine, because I think that's where it'll truly shine. And you see me in the gameplay I'm showing on Shoot House, and a lot of the maps are just really big and there's a lot of clutter, and I love playing on Shoot House because it's a simple map, and especially without red dots on the mini-map, because it's another way they kind of slow it down. It's easier to know where the enemies are, and it's just a nice little 3-lane map. Like, it's not a great map, but it's a good map, and it's a map that Treyarch would make. Obviously they didn't, but it is something they would make. It's not out of their wheelhouse. And I'm not even asking for like advanced movement that you saw back in MW 2019 back. I don't even want that stuff. Like, you can have the movement as it is now, but it needs to be catered more towards a balanced approach. I kind of like what they did with Modern Warfare 3 back in the day. And I saw a video where they were talking about making it, and they actually designed the game around the people that got like a whole bunch of kills. And at least in my lobbies, I'll see stuff where someone will have 25 kills, and then at the end of the game, you see their KD, and they'll be like 25 and 21 or 25 and 25 or 25 and 27, somewhere around there. And it's just like, man, what is the point of getting 25 kills if you're just gonna get almost, if not as many deaths? Like, what is the absolute point? I am playing Sentinel gameplay in the footage I'm showing you. I would like to have variety in the game and all types of players be able to play Call of Duty the way they want to. And the fact that Infinity Ward is constantly trying to slow it down, make it to where, just get rid of any sort of skill gap, any sort of hurdle for the player. It's like, no, that's not fun. Let players master the game. Let players toy with the systems you put into place and do stuff with it you didn't even imagine. Now, I'm not saying, you know, they should be cheating or just completely breaking the game, like going underneath the map or anything, like exploiting like that, but if someone finds some cool movement stuff, don't take it out. If anything, be like, yeah, go for it. That's my thing, right? Is it's like, let players figure out how they want to play the game and only take it out when it becomes a big issue. That's just my gripe with the Infinity Ward Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Thank you for watching the video, and...
I'm sorry, sir. It's time for you to leave.